Now today I'm going to do my quick steak, right? It's a Porterhouse, a sirloin, some people call it, yeah, with pepper sauce and a few mushrooms. Now I've got two beautiful Porterhouse here. Yeah, some people call it sirloin, or it could be a New York cut off the bone. Dry age this stuff from my butcher, or dry age because it's been in the fridge for a week. Beautiful little bit of marbling, nice red color. They're about 300 grams each. Now very, very simple. I'm gonna season that. Yeah, bit of salt, yeah, bit of pepper, yeah, nice glug of olive oil in my hot pan, okay? Make sure that your pan is really, really nice and hot because you want to sear the meat on both sides. Now there's a whole world of dispute really as to how to cook the perfect steak. Every single chef will cook it differently all throughout the world. Some people are turners. They'll turn it 20 times trying to keep the juices in. Other chefs like me, I really only want to turn it 2 or 3 times. Nice crust each side, 3 or 4 minutes, turn, 3 or 4 minutes, and rest. Now you can see my pan smoking hot. Yeah, I'm gonna season both sides of the meat on my little plate. Now if you wanted to put other herbs and spices that you had in the pantry aside from salt and pepper, and some dried garlic, some dried chili flakes even, you know, a little bit of chicken salt if you've got some saved from the chips. Yeah, feel free, go wild, doesn't matter. You can do herb crusted, yeah, pepper crusted, look at that. Smoking, really nice hot pan. Now I'm gonna give that 3 or 4 minutes each side, turn a couple of times, rest, and then I'm gonna make my mushroom and black pepper sauce. Now they've been searing on one side for about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, I'm gonna turn them. Whoa, you can see I've got a beautiful crust on that, look at that. Another 3 or 4 minutes on that side for a beautiful medium rare. Now obviously if you're like, oh, that pepper's already getting to me and we haven't even made the pepper sauce yet. That's if you want it medium rare or medium. If you want it well done, 6, 7, 8 minutes, or maybe just put it in the oven for 20 if you like it burnt like my old man. Now that's been cooking for about 7 or 8 minutes. I'm gonna take it out of the pan and rest it. Now as a general rule, you rest your meat half as long as it's been cooking. So if it takes 12 minutes to cook, then rest it for 5 or 6. Turn that pan down now that your steak's out, and I'm gonna get straight into my sauce, okay? So some button mushrooms, yeah, just sliced nice and thick because I want a little bit of body. Now, if you had different mushrooms, you could add them as well too. Some shiitake, some woody, some black fungus, even dried mushrooms chopped through this. Right, but this is really simple sauce, this one. It's all about the mushroom and the black pepper. Okay, now I want all those pan juices. Good glug of olive oil. Nice big knobs of butter. Yeah, a bit more because fat is flavour at the end of the day. Yeah, get that melting and just put my mushrooms straight in. Now, 10 or 12 mushrooms should serve 2 people because I've got 2 nice big steaks. And if you're lucky, I might even share with you tonight. I don't know, I could do those myself, 600 grams of beef if I have to. Right, a couple more mushrooms in. Yeah, turn the heat up a little bit now. Right, yeah, good pinch of salt. Stirring those, getting nice colour. Look, stirring those mushrooms, getting all that beautiful stuff in them. This is another one pan wonder, look at that. Beautiful. Now I've got a beautiful little bit of colour on there, okay? Now I've got some red wine. Yeah, about 100 mils, just deglass my pan. Yeah, that'll sizzle and that'll reduce really, really quickly. Okay? You bring that down. This is like a sort of red wine pepper sauce, okay? You bring that down. Good pinch of pepper now, but I'm going to add some later to finish the sauce when I've had a taste as well too. So you reduce that wine by about half or 2/3. Almost there now. I've got all those wonderful resting juices from the beef. I'm going to put that straight into my sauce, okay? Now I'm almost ready to finish this, okay? This is how quick this recipe is. There's a little bit of tarragon that I'm going to chop. Yeah, firstly, I can hear that that's starting to split out a little bit. I know my wine's ready. I've got some veal stock here. Yeah, about 300 mils. You bring that down nice and fast, just reduce it quickly. Yeah, really turn up the temperature, turn up the heat. Yeah, chop the tarragon. Now you could use thyme, you could use parsley, you could use rosemary, but I'm literally using tarragon today because that's what was in the fridge, okay? Yeah, put the tarragon in there, beautiful herb, goes so well with beef. Yeah, just like a classic béarnaise sauce and yeah, pomfret or chips. Yeah, classic combination. Now my stock's almost reduced by about half as well too. Yeah, but let's have a little taste. Yeah, getting there. Now I'm going to add about 100 mils of cream now. Creamy mushroom and black pepper sauce. Yum. Loads of tarragon. Yeah, mix that around again, just reduce by about half or until it looks like a nice sauce consistency. Yeah, coats the back of a spoon. It's probably got about 1 minute to reduce. And to finish, yeah, a couple of nice big knobs of butter. Fat is flavour, and it just brings it together. Beautiful, mushroomy, creamy tarragon sauce.
Okay.
Now my sauce is ready. Yeah, my steaks have rested. And now it's the big reveal. Let's see if I've cooked a perfect medium. Let's have a look. Whoa, pretty good. Actually, it's perfect. Yeah, that's an internal temperature of 55 degrees. So as a general rule, rare is 35 degrees, yeah, medium rare is 45, and medium is 50 well, and above that, well, it doesn't really matter, just keep cooking it, right? If you've got a little meat probe or a thermometer, yes, use it, right, if you haven't got the feel like Scotty, okay? Now I'm gonna carve this into a couple of pieces. Yep, 3 or 4 each side. Yeah, pop this on the plate. Bang. Yeah, just chef it up a little bit. Yeah, carve it and make it look perfect. Yeah, taste my sauce. Always taste everything just before I finish. Yeah, the sauce is ready. It's creamy, it's buttery, it's... Whoa, absolutely delicious, but it needs a bit more pepper. Nice big pinch of pepper. That's because it's a pepper sauce. But if you don't want that much pepper, then don't. That is now ready. Oh, actually, hang on. There's a few more meat juices here that almost got away. Yeah, pop those in. Stir your sauce. And then we're going to go all over the steak. Look at that. Whoa, so simple. Now look at that. Whoa. Porterhouse, sirloin steak, doesn't matter what you call it. Black pepper and mushroom sauce, loads of tarragon, loads of cream, loads of fat, loads of flavour. Look at that. Mushroom, peppers, tarragon, simple, 10 minutes. Whoa. Now that's my 10-minute kitchen recipe. Seared steak, grilled steak, doesn't matter whether you use Porterhouse, yeah, Scotch fillet or rump, black pepper and mushroom sauce. If you're gonna try that at home, tag me on social and give me a look and I'll give you some feedback.
Okay.
I'm Kelvin Chung, and today I'm making basil chicken with crispy rice noodles. All right, let's get started. I have my pan already hot. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. I have 250 grams of ground chicken. I like to use dark meat just so it stays nice and juicy and tender. While that's sauteing, I'm gonna cut my vegetables. So we're gonna julienne these amazing yellow peppers. Feel free to use whatever's available. If you can only find green, use green. And we're gonna julienne them nice and thin. That way that they eat nicely with your noodles. Feel free to add and substitute whatever ingredients are in your fridge already. I like to put cabbage, carrots, whatever that you can find. And whatever that you have left over, just throw it in there. It's a great way to use leftovers, and let's not waste anything. Okay, we got our chicken in the pan, searing nicely. I'm gonna add my julienne onions. And I love making this dish. It reminds me of having my dad's favorite noodles at his restaurant, as well as combining some flavors that you get on the streets of Thailand. It's aromatic, spicy, flavorful, and super simple. You can substitute any ingredients that you can find in your kitchen. We're gonna add our scallions. And next, our sliced garlic. So you always add your garlic at the end after your onions have always sweated out. People tend to forget how quickly garlic cooks, and it tends to burn, and no one wants that burnt garlic flavor in your dish. Okay, so now that that's all going, I'm gonna add my chili, and depending on how spicy you want it, you can either mince it and throw it in there, or simply just cut it down the middle. That way you get some spice, and you can pull it out at the end. So our chicken's been going for about 4 to 5 minutes now. I have my pan super hot. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. Let that get super hot. Then I'm gonna add my noodles. Once that's in the pan, you wanna make sure that you keep that moving so they don't stick together. So fresh rice noodles are always gonna be the best. If you can't find them, you can always substitute with these dry rice sticks. You can find them at any local market or even order them online. Just make sure that you hydrate them ahead of time, or you can even use rice vermicelli or make it into a rice dish. It all works and it's all beautiful. So now that our noodles have crisped up just a little bit on the outside, still tender on the inside, I'm gonna add my peppers. And I'm actually gonna season the noodles. A lot of people forget that just because we're making a lovely sauce that goes on top of the noodles themselves need to be seasoned. We're gonna season it with some light soy sauce, and as that's going, we're gonna finish off our sauce now. So I'm gonna add 60 ml oyster sauce, 10 ml dark soy, 10 ml light soy. This is simply a slurry with 1 cup of water and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. If you have veg stock, chicken stock lying around, feel free to use that as well. So don't forget, as you're stirring, pour slowly, otherwise you're gonna end up with that clumpy, stringy, weird sauce that you get from your local Chinese shop. Okay, we'll let that come to a boil and thicken up nicely. And our noodles should be ready. So we've given our noodles 2 minutes on the pan so that the outside can get nice and crisp. Still nice and tender on the inside. The peppers are nicely cooked, so we're ready to plate. I'm gonna actually remove the sauce from the heat. I have some lovely Thai basil here, which we're just gonna lightly shred and throw in. You wanna put this at the very end because you don't want the sweet, tender herb to lose all the flavor. So we'll give that a quick mix, just to wilt it slightly so that the flavors come through in the sauce. And we're ready to plate. Just enough sauce to cover all your noodles. You can get the fragrance of that basil coming through. Sweet, salty flavors. Should bring you right back, should remind you of something that you get on the streets of Thailand. You get this lovely aromatic sauce with the crispy, chewy noodles. It's one of my favorite dishes to make, guys. Enjoy. This is my basil chicken with crispy rice noodles. Delicious, guys. Here's another 10-minute recipe. Simple, quick, easy, straight out of your pantry. Make it tonight, guys.
Hey guys, I'm Diana Chan, and I'm going to be showing you how to make some quick and easy recipes using ingredients that you already have in your pantry or things that you can find easily at the supermarket. So I'm going to be showing you how to make a 1-bowl gluten-free brownie. Alright, so first up, I'm going to be sifting about 1 cup of self-raising gluten-free flour. I'm using gluten-free flour, but if you don't have it, normal flour, plain flour is absolutely fine. So I'm going to sift that into a mixing bowl. Goes in. I have here about 1 cup of sugar. And that goes in, so that's 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now I've added some brown sugar just for the color. I kind of like the flavor and color of brown sugar as well. 3/4 cups of cocoa powder. That goes in. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a well in the middle. So I'm gonna add my wet ingredients into the mixture now. So I have 175 grams of melted butter. Goes in, and then 3 eggs. half a teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla paste. And you just want to fully combine it. So let the wet ingredients combine with the dry ingredients. Now it'll just slowly come together. It'll be just this really wet and sticky paste. So the consistency we're looking for is sort of like a gooey sort of cake mixture kind of paste. That's sort of what I'm looking for, where it coats the back of your spoon and it just falls off. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that to one side. I've only got 60 grams of dark chocolate, but I have a bar of white chocolate, so I'm gonna mix that all together to give me 125 grams. You can use any kind of chocolate. You can use choc chips, milk chocolate, really whatever you fancy. And I don't want it to be super fine. I want it to be sort of like chunky pieces like that. And the reason for that is because when you bake it, there's like these little pops of chocolatey goodness that come out, and it's really gooey inside, and you break it and it's just absolutely divine. And one good tip is to preheat your oven. So I've got the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. The time that you cook your brownie really depends on how gooey you want it to be. I cook mine for about 10 minutes just because I want it to be slightly undercooked when it comes out, and I'll show you later, but it's entirely up to you. All right, so I'm just gonna pop all my chocolate into the bowl. I'm just going to mix that through. And that's fine to have little chunks like that. That's exactly what you want. And that's it. I have a square baking tin here. If you don't have a square one, that's fine. You can use a rectangle one. You can even use muffin trays. But the most important part is you have to line it just so it doesn't stick to the bottom. So I've got some baking paper or parchment paper, and that's just gonna sit right at the base. And then we're just gonna tip in this gooiness into the tin. Just gonna spread it out a little bit more. Make sure you get it all to the sides. Give it a good tap. Okay, and then that goes into the oven for 10 minutes. So I've taken the brownie out of the oven and it's been resting for about 10 minutes or so. I've gone and done a load of washing and I'm coming back to it. Now you can tuck in straight away, no issues, but just remember it's going to be piping hot because of the chocolatey bits that are in it, so just be careful if you are digging in straight away. Now this is a good tip, a little chopping board on the top of the tray, and then we're going to flip it over, give it a good whack. And fingers crossed, it comes out. Oh, perfect. Just remove the baking paper. So I'm going to cut the edges off just so I get a nice even edge. Now you can see the chocolatey pieces are still in there, and that's the reason why I make them a little bit bigger, just so they don't melt completely. Easy takeaway snack, perfect dessert. So simple and easy to prepare. See the middle, it's all fudgy and gooey. And I've got some beautiful salted caramel ice cream here. You can serve it with anything you want. Nuts, raspberries, any berries really will go really well, or just cream. Have it. One bowl vegan brownie. Delicious, fudgy goodness. Guys, you have to try this at home. I can't wait to see what the rest have in store for you. So guys, that's it from me today. I hope you give this a go. My 1 bowl gluten-free brownie, it's an absolute winner. And I hope to see you next time.